What's going on, everyone? If you don't know this about me already, haven't figured it out, I'm a big fan of customizing your bike. I did a video recently about accessories where I went over some of my favorites and I gave all the links and everything. It was a pretty popular video. People seem to like that. I think other people like to customize their bike as well. But I wanted to do a little something different today. It's really windy, sorry if it's blowing out the mic. And talk not about accessories, but about parts. What happens if your bike comes with a part that you don't like? I mean, these are pretty mass-produced bicycles, so you don't really get much of a choice from the company when you buy it. You don't really get, you know, you can pick the battery size sometimes, maybe the color of the bike. That's about it. You can't choose the pedals and the grips and the handlebars and all that stuff. They offer you very little customization or parts choice when you buy the bike. So let's say you got something on your bike you don't like. Prime example, the bike I'm on right now. This is the Bike Stunner X. I've used it in a lot of videos recently, actually. There you go. There's a quick look at it. I love this bike. It's a lot of fun. 24-inch wheels, 24x3, mid-drive motor, but good hydraulic brakes. There's something I don't like about this bike, really, and that's this. Left hand, thumb, throttle, not my favorite. I can use it, it's fine. Just not my favorite. I'd rather have the right hand twist throttle. So what happens if you get a bike, it's got a part like that? How do you change that out? Where do you find it? I'm going to show you today how to change this left hand thumb to a right hand twist throttle. And you might say, well, that's easy. You just buy the throttle and you plug it in and you're good to go. And well, there's actually a couple things you got to watch out for and you got to check before you do that. Let's climb these hills really quick. Well, let me get into a low gear. I was over here with the Citizen bike the other day and blasted up these really short, steep hills. I want to try it with the mid-drive. I'm going gear one. We're going full torque. With ease, no problem. All right, this is a heck of a hill. It feels way different than the hub motors, dual motors blasting up here. I'm pedaling. Oh, I'm popping a wheelie. Made it. We rode a wheelie up the hill. That's the thing you got to worry about with the rear-wheel drive only, I guess. You could very, very easily go over backwards because that's a really steep hill. But I'm going to show you how to change out that thumb throttle. If you don't like that, I don't like it for, I don't know, countless reasons. I don't understand the thumb throttles and why people would ever want a thumb throttle. And then also I want to tell you another thing about parts, e-bike parts in general, and how to get them. Because you might be like me and you might have been searching for something and you can't find it for sale. And I'm going to tell you how to get it. But let's go back home, get in the garage, and we'll get this thing swapped out for you. Got to get to high gear so we can get to top speed. 8, this is a 9 speed. All right, we're in 9th. Let's roll. Woo, baby. Sucker strong. 29. Wow. Come on, break 30. 30. Wow, we almost hit that bird. Oh man. All right, well, let's get this throttle swapped out from thumb over to twist on this side. And first let me say, I get it. I understand why it has the thumb throttle over here. You know, you've got your paddle shifters right here, or your trigger shifters on this side, and the twist throttle could interfere with that, but I'll show you how to remedy that in 1 second. The first thing you gotta check if you're gonna do this is your plug. I already unplugged it for you. So it's just this yellow 3-prong plug, right? So any throttle you buy is gonna have to have that same plug in order for it to work. And let's say you go out, jump on Amazon, and you buy a twist throttle, right? It's got that same plug on it. Good to go, right? Well, that's where the whole shifting mechanism comes into play. Because this throttle, if you can see, this part of it is very fat. And it's got this big piece that sticks out. So it's gonna interfere with these paddle shifters. It's not gonna work. It's gonna be in the way. You won't be able to change the gears. So this throttle is not gonna work on this, or probably really any bike that's got these paddle shifter style. I don't know what the technical term is. I'm not a bike guy. I'm just a YouTube guy. But if you've got these trigger shifters, this kind of twist throttle is probably not gonna work on it, right? It's just too fat. So the way you solve that is you gotta find a twist throttle that's got a slimmer design. Here you go. Enter this baby. I first saw these on the Rusher bikes. Rusher uses this on They had it on the 650, the 690, the 800, and the 900. And they have trigger shifters on their bike just like this, and the throttle works fine. It's skinny enough up here that it doesn't interfere with the shifting mechanism. So this is the throttle that we're gonna have to use with these shifters. If you got the thumb style shifters, like on all these other bikes over here that have this style, this is what comes on most bikes, right? That big thumb shifter. This kind of throttle right here will work, this fat one, that'll be fine. But for the ones with the trigger shifters like this, you gotta have this slim design throttle. And I got this, just so you know, on Lunicycle. That's where I bought these. I don't know what they were, 20 bucks or so. I bought 2 of them just so I would have a backup in case I have any other bike I wanna switch out. So let's, first things first, let's get this grip off so we can get these babies on there. All right, so there's different kind of grips out there. These are friction grips. You just have to muscle them off there. Some of them have locking rings. They're way easier to take off. But these ones, you just gotta grab a hold of them and either twist them off really hard. The best way I found to do it is with this right here, a slim screwdriver and some WD-40. Take this and just pry it in the end of the grip and pry it up a little bit, spray the WD-40 underneath there and kind of work it around. It'll slide right off. Watch this. All right, I took apart this throttle so you can see how it works. Inside the throttle, there's this piece right here, which you drop this down in there, and this piece ends up going inside the handlebars, right? And then you take an Allen key, stick it in the end of the grip. There's a little screw in there that goes into here, and this thing expands inside your handlebar. That's what holds this grip on, which is one of the drawbacks of this particular grip though, being that you're attaching it through the end of the grip. You can't use bar end mirrors. So if you like bar end mirrors, you can't use it with this throttle grip, unfortunately. But let's put this on now. All right, our install is almost done. I got the new grip on. It wouldn't go on as far as the other grip because of that piece inside that expands in the bar. So everything had to come this way a little bit. So I slid the brake over, slid the shifting mechanism over, and now we're done. Just have to route our throttle cable and plug it in, and we should be finished. We've got our new grip with a twist throttle and also working. Let's see. Yeah, go down and back up. The trigger shifters still work just fine, even with a twist throttle on there. There you go. Let's plug it in and make sure that it works. We'll tip it up on its kickstand. Hit the throttle. There we go. She works. And I should also mention, when you buy this throttle too, it does come with a matching grip for the other side. If you want to, I mean, you could keep your old grip over there if you wanted. I'll probably just switch it out so it looks the same on both sides. So it does come with, you know, the matching grip too. All right, now I also mentioned at the start of the video, I was going to tell you how to get the parts that you need that you can't find for sale. And the answer is super simple. Find the parts you want on a bike somewhere and just email the company. I've done that countless times. When I needed front forks, right here, these RST Guide forks for my all-wheel drive, something that could hold this 750 motor and not break, I found a company, I mean, Fabulous E-Bikes, they sell their Road Warrior that has the same front fork. Emailed them and said, hey, can you give me that fork? It wasn't on their website. You just have to email them and ask, and they'll send you one. You gotta pay for it, right? What else? Right here, I hate I don't even have a set. Actually, I have sets over here. Right here, I hate these. I don't like the long plastic wraparound fenders like this. It's not a style that I like, right? It's just my personal preference. So I've been searching high and low, trying to find shorty fenders. On the Citizen bike, this fender that I have on here, it's a short one. I built it from scratch. Well, that's another example. I emailed Cyrusher and said, hey, I want a set of fenders off your 690, I think it was. And they sent me one, and then I cut it down and refashioned it so it was short to go on that bike. And I like the short fenders because I can use the steady racks. I hang all my bikes, as you can see, And when you have these long wraparound fenders, they get caught in the steady rack and you can't use them. So I have to just take them off. Like you can see the snap cycle, there's no fender on it. I had to take it off to get it onto the rack. So those fenders they don't work with the racks, and I don't like the look. So I've been searching, trying to find fenders like these here. I'll show you a couple examples. I've been trying to find short fenders like this that come on the 20-inch wheel bikes, right? They all have these nice short fenders and they work with the steady racks. They don't get caught up in here, right? So this is the EMX Extreme bike's got the short fenders. The Cyrusher Komoda has short fenders. Aerial Rider's got the short little fender on it. I've been trying to find short fenders like that to fit these bikes, you know, the 26-inch bikes, and I just can't find them for sale anywhere. So finally I broke down, I just emailed Cyrusher and I said, hey, will you send me some of these? Will you send me 3 of these? I want 3 of your short fenders from the Komoda. They weren't for sale on their website, but you just email customer service and ask, and they'll say, yeah, sure, no problem, here's the price. So I've done it with forks, I've done it with fenders. I did it when I needed a wiring harness for the Rad. Wasn't listed on their website, but I just emailed Rad and said, hey, I need a wiring harness for a Rad Rover. And they sent me one. Invoiced me $30 for it or something. So if you are trying to find, there's a part on your bike you don't like, and you can find it on another bike, and you don't find it for sale on their website, just email them. They're actually quite anxious to get you the parts you need, that I found anyway. And I'm not contacting them as Citizen Cycle, I'm contacting them as Brian that needs this part. So I'm not getting any special treatment there. There's my answer. Find it on a bike that you know has it and just email the company and ask. Chances are they'll probably give you one. All right, everyone, that's all I got for you today. I hope you found that helpful, or maybe at least entertaining. If you did, consider hitting that subscribe button and sharing some of my videos with your friends. That's all for today. Thanks.